Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your West Ham versus Liverpool live watch along in this week between Christmas and New Year. I hope you're all doing very, very well. I am. I've just been out to get myself some fireworks for New Year's Eve and looking forward to the end of year celebrations. But look, I think we could do with a bit of a title upset today. I don't think we'll get one. I think Liverpool will win quite comfortably. Every time I've watched West Ham this season, I've been massively underwhelmed. But look, we have got some updates to bring you. Christmas miracle, Manchester City have won a game. And also Spurs not winning at home against Wolves. It's 2-2 at the moment, and we're into the 9th minute of added time. Al-Nouri with 2 assists, but Larson equalising in the 87th minute. It's another disappointing result for Spurs, potentially the way things are going there. And I think that they would be very disappointed with it, although it's been a very equal game. Wolves probably aren't bad for a draw. The result of the day, though, 5 Premier League wins in a row, 3 away Premier League wins in a row, up to second place. Nottingham Forest have beaten Everton 2-0. And I think we spoke about this yesterday in the predictions preview, that this is the sort of game where you thought they might slip up a little bit, but they go and win, because clearly they're a good team. Crystal Palace have beaten Southampton 2-1. Man City beat Leicester 2-0. Fulham drew 2-2 with Bournemouth. And as I said, Spurs are 2-2 with Wolves, 12 minutes into stoppage time there. So poor old Spurs, says Agate. Tim Wilson says, I've been rejected by a girl I really like. What's the advice? Find a new girl and like them, mate. They don't like you. Take that and party. We're going to have one of those shows today. Don't you worry about that. I've got a few things to talk about as well. But if you don't need any agony help or anything like that, I'll say it how it is. She don't want you, mate. Move on. Anyway, podcast back tomorrow, Mark, says Connor. We were going to do it tomorrow, but I actually spoke to Will today and said, let's do it on Thursday, because it's still that period between Christmas and New Year. And Wednesday is literally the 19th game week over when Arsenal play against Brentford. So we thought if we did it on Thursday, we can sort of summarise all of the Christmas games halfway through the season, and then there's some big games coming up at the weekend. So there we go. Mario G says Forest up to second. It's like a bloody echo. Maybe if you turned up on time, you'd know I've already spoken about that. Anyway, before we get into anything else, please do remember or acknowledge, hear ye, we are sponsored by Surfshark on the show today. If you don't know what Surfshark is, the link's in the description, or you can scan the QR code. You get 4 months free by using the code That's Football. But Surfshark is a virtual private network. So I'm sure you all know what one of these are, but basically you use it and you can say you're in New York when you're in London, or you're in Delhi when you're in London, or wherever. You can change your location. The coolest feature, I think, is its ability to change your virtual location on platforms like Netflix, giving you access to a world of content no matter where you are. So you can be in America but log into your UK Netflix, vice versa, etc. You can watch content in different countries that you might not be able to watch on your own. That's how a VPN works. But it's not just that. They offer the Surfshark One Suite, a comprehensive set of tools for your digital life. This includes alerts, which notifies you if your personal data is compromised online, private ad-free browsing, antivirus, protection against malware. You can use it on multiple different things at once, so you can be on your laptop and your phone using your same Surfshark thing, and it's compatible with Android, iOS, Amazon Fire, etc. And the exciting bit is, as I said, that you can use the code That's Football and get an extra 4 months free, plus a 30-day money-back guarantee, which gives you peace of mind as well. So links in the description, scan the QR code and check Surfshark out. Fantastic bit of kit to try out. Spurs have drawn, Mark. Yes, they have. It's 2-2 for Spurs. And where does that what does that do for the league table is the most important thing here. We'll have the Liverpool team news coming out for you in a moment, but look at the league table. Halfway through this Premier League season, 19 games. 38 divided by 2 is 19. Forest have played 19 games, they're second. And Man City have played 19 games and they're 6 points behind Forest, which is incredible. Incredible. If somebody had shown me that the night before the first game of the season in August, I would have said, wow, that is amazing. And obviously we're going to watch one of those amazing things in Liverpool in a few minutes' time when they kick off in 10 minutes. But that league table is incredible. And of course, the question would be, after 19 games, where are Tottenham? 11th with 24 points. It's a big if, but if Brentford beat or draw against Arsenal on Wednesday, Spurs go to 12th. If West Ham beat Liverpool today, Spurs go to 12th. Man United, if they were to beat Newcastle tomorrow, Spurs drop. So Spurs could be lower than 11th come New Year's Day. We'll have to wait and see, but they're not having a very good season, are they? What can you say? What can you say? I mean, even Crystal Palace are only 4 points behind Spurs now. So yeah, it's a weird one. And for Wolves, it's a good point. A good point for Wolves, takes them up to 4th from bottom, 16 points. But I do fear that Leicester, Ipswich and Southampton are going down. I'll be very surprised if they don't. Ange out and Danny Olmo and Kuna to United, says Bruce. It's a weird threesome, but yeah, you know, get it all in. That's what they say. In slot we trust, says really. Well, let's take a look at the team news, because obviously here we are preparing for this game today. And as you can see, that's the West Ham lineup. I will be yawning a lot today. I had a terrible night's sleep last night. I woke up in the middle of the night, panic attack, don't know why. I think it's because I had half a coffee trifle before I went to bed, and I don't do caffeine very well. My heart was racing like Usain Bolt, and I just was despair and anxiety. Couldn't get to sleep. Had to calm myself down, so just watched porn for half an hour, and that just took my mind off it. But I just watched it. I just couldn't think of what to watch to just calm myself down. And I went through some very, it was educational. It was educational. I've never watched it before. And they had all these categories. And I was just like, what's this all about? Oh, that's interesting. And then I would move on to something else. And it did lower my heart rate to a certain extent and calm me down. So, and people say porn's a bad thing. But yeah, I didn't sleep very well last night. So yeah, this is the trouble with this time of year. It's the food you eat. I basically don't really go near sugar that much. And I think about the amount of sugar I've put in my mouth over the last few days. Quality Street, trifle, sweets. Yeah, it's, you know, fizzy drinks. It's just, my body's in overload. No wonder it's gone into panic. Anyway, let's have a look at this this West Ham side, which has probably gone around the screen for you already. So Areola, bit of a tit. Kufel, Wan-Bissaka, Mavropanos, Kilman, Emerson, Paqueta, Alvarez, Soler, Kudos, and Bowen. I mean, on paper, it's not a bad side, but I just don't think Liverpool will struggle here. Alisson, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, Gravenberch, Jones, McAllister, Salah, Gakpo, Diaz. It's a good side. And they've got Jota back on the bench, Darwin Nunez on the bench. You know, I think this is... I'd love to get a surprise. I think for the league, it would be good. I mean, the only people who are going to disagree with me on this are Liverpool fans, but I still think Liverpool will win the league, even if they lose today. I just think it would be quite good. Szoboszlai is suspended, says Awoken, but from a title race perspective, it would be good if Liverpool did drop some points soon. I just don't see it happening today. I think they'll comfortably beat West Ham, because I've just not been impressed by West Ham. Liverpool's next Premier League game is actually Manchester United at home next week, which is 3 points. And then they got Forest away, which I think will be a very interesting game on the 14th of Jan. So they've got a couple of interesting games coming up. Brentford away as well. Yeah, I mean, they might be difficult games, but... yeah, we'll see, won't we? But yeah, get your questions in. Love that. I'm permanently full at the moment. That's how I feel. I don't know. Eve says, what football moment has the biggest ripple effect? You let us know. Yeah. Ronaldo needs to buy United, says Don. United may win. You never know, Mark, says Ryan. Well, Anfield, I doubt it. Ange has to win a trophy, so has until the Liverpool game, Carabao, and if they lose and the league position is bad, he is gone, says Louise O'Donoghue. And is United versus Newcastle game called off, Mark, says Footy Fan? Why would it be called off? Got no... What? They are new glasses to a certain extent, Asgard, but I have been wearing them for about a week now, so yeah. Liverpool's got this in the back, says Garrett. Thank you very much. Forest winning the league, says Eric. I think Champions League football is a conversation to be had. I mean, should we run a poll on that? Well, we are. Will Forest get UCL football? That, for me, will probably be 5th. Will they get top 5? Considering, at the moment, as things stand, they're currently... Why is it showing me the Champions League table? Twats. They're currently 37 points, and they are 7 points ahead of 6th, which is Bournemouth. 7th. I mean, the question is, who's going to take them out of the top 5? If the top 5 is going to be Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Forest and Liverpool, who's going to take Forest out of the top 5? Bournemouth, 7 points behind. Newcastle, if they beat Man United tomorrow, would be 5 points behind, but are currently 8 points behind. Fulham, 8 points behind. Villa, 9 points behind. So the question is, who's going to take them out of the top 5? It's an amazing thing. Newcastle or City, says X-Man. Villa, says the Bladdernator. What's all this about Man United and Newcastle being postponed? I've heard nothing about it. Absolutely nothing. Jace says, I've played the game. I'm so sure we'll beat Liverpool next week and the positivity train will be back until we lose the next game. This club, says Jace. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate the super chats that are coming in, by the way. Please do subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner. We're about to start this game, 3 minutes away. And we are currently 20 subscribers away from 283,000. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with That's Football. You're very welcome. Everybody is welcome, in fact. And our last watch-along of the year on That's Football, by the way. I will be doing one tomorrow, Man United against Newcastle, but that will be on the United stand. And we will have a New Year's Day watch-along at around this time when Arsenal go to Brentford. But this is the last watch-along of the year. And what a year it's been. You think about the Euros, the Champions League finals. Yeah, it's been a really good year on the channel. And the charity stream was done on here as well. Super Bowl was done on here as well. 2 of my non-football favourite live streams of the year. So, yeah, thanks to everyone who's found it and got involved. And thanks to those ones who've always been here. Did you hear Sherwood bashing Amorim earlier, says Michael Wright? If you want to tell me what he said, I will take a note of that for the 8 o'clock show and batter him because he's absolutely shit as a pundit. He's absolutely shite. Merry Christmas, Goldie. Prediction for tomorrow, says Ants. I think Newcastle will win. Yeah. Cathal says, I love the festive football. Yeah, it is. It's a good period, isn't it, over December for football. There's loads of football in January, though. Which I'm really looking forward to. I think sometimes in previous years we've had a bit of a lull in January. Didn't we have that stupid winter break last year? I mean, they seem to decide, pull it out their arse when we're going to have a winter break or not. But we haven't got one this year. So I'm quite excited. There's a lot of football in January, and potentially maybe some transfers in there as well. So we move. Great. I think December to March is a good period in football because there's no international breaks to break it all up. And if there's no winter break as well, it's even better. Thoughts are with supporters of foreign leagues where you get a winter break because I'd despair at that. Imagine that. You break up for Christmas for 2 weeks and there's no football. I bet the Premier League viewing figures benefit massively from that as well. Anyway, we're about to kick off here. The bubbles are blowing. Fairy Liquid FC and Anthony Taylor, the referee. Michael Oliver today doing a job for City, if you watched that earlier. Some shocking decisions in there. Should not even be managing. Should not be, well, managing, yeah. Kuna got injured, apparently, says Simon. And Taylor as ref, penalty incoming, says Herm. Really, where do Spurs and United finish this season, says Sub-Zero? Well, at the moment, they'll finish where they deserve to finish, which is in the bottom half. Devin Nielsen says, hi Mark, what players currently playing make the Premier League Hall of Fame? Good question. Salah, De Bruyne, Saka will do it. I think Cole Palmer will do it as well. So that's 4 straight away. Van Dijk, yeah, definitely. 5. I wouldn't be surprised if... I mean, they'll go to town on Man City players, won't they? I think they'll probably... I mean, it's absolutely guaranteed that they'll put bloody Roadrunner in there as well. Vardy will get in there as well. I think Alisson, I was thinking about him. Rodri, potentially. They'll put Roadrunner in there. Kyle Walker, he'll get put in there. I mean, some people think that Kyle Walker's the best Premier League right back ever. They need to bloody get out more. I'd like to think Son would get in there as well. Man, yeah. Can we get an FPL check? Not unless you want to go back to September, because I haven't played it since then. Hi Mark, do you think United can get into Europe if we don't win the Europa League? No, absolutely not. I mean, that's a great point, Demaj. Manchester United need European football. Spurs need European football, and both of us look like we might need to win the Europa League to get in it, which is incredible, really. But that's sort of where we are. Yeah, I hope everybody had a good Christmas, by the way. Liverpool just starting off with some good position here. Certain channels had it off as Mark decided not to cover 3 p.m. kickoffs. What's that, Scars? Certain channels had it off as Mark decided not to cover 3 p.m. kickoffs. There is only one GOAT. Well, I don't know what that means. Eves, where do you think Trent, Salah and Van Dijk will go? I think Van Dijk will stay. I think Trent will go. And the trouble is, all 3 of them can talk to clubs outside of the Premier League on Wednesday, can't they? So maybe they're all waiting for that, which is a bit of a worry. Do you think United can get into the Europa? We've done that one from Demaj. Forest have a 100% success rate in the Champions League and are undefeated. Will they continue it next season? Says Nelly. They've never played in the bloody Champions League. That's why they've got 100% success. Mark, when I won the lottery and make my own football club, I'm hiring you as manager. Goldbridge Ball wins trophy, says Sully. I'll be there. Trent will go to Madrid, says Greg Donald, 123. Yeah, I think you're probably right with that. Yeah. Trent strikes me as somebody who will go. Yeah. Forest have won 2 Champions Leagues. Well, I class the European Cup as the same thing, and I'm sure many of you do as well, but they've actually won the European Cup. They've never played in the Champions League, new format. But West Ham starting off quite aggressive here. The problem they're going to have is can they create chances? When I won the lottery, I've done that one, thank you very much. I'll tell you what, talking about Christmas, I was talking about this when we had Christmas dinner this year. The usual formation of red cabbage, carrots, turkey, ham, roast potatoes, stuffing, gravy, cranberry, pigs in blankets. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I've missed Brussels sprouts, lovely stuff. But here we go. West Ham, bit of a break. Mistake at the back by Robertson. He's done that before. This should be a goal. What a miss. You're a Paqueta. Pratetta. Absolutely should have been 1-0 to West Ham. Robertson gets caught in possession. Good win by Kudos. Goes wide to Bowen. It's a 3v3. Bowen puts the cross in and Paqueta slips on his arse. It should be 1-1. It should be 1-0. Pratetta. Absolute prat. Should have been 1-0. You can't miss chances like that against a team like this. Liverpool won't miss chances like that. And they have! Oh, Mo Salah. I've literally had to eat my words. It's a great save by Areola, and it was a better chance than Paqueta. Mo Salah on the back post. Drops to him. It's quick play by Liverpool. Look at how smooth it is by Gakpo. What a ball that is by Gakpo. I tell you what. Gakpo is getting a medal for that assist if Salah scores. It will never be an assist, though, because Areola makes a good save. Salah should be scoring that. But what a pass that was by Bowen to Paqueta, but also by Gakpo to Salah. Two big chances here in the first few minutes. Kenneth says, is it me or is West Ham's pitch very narrow? I don't know. I mean, I played at West Ham in the Sidemen. Well, I didn't play, but I went and had a kickabout on it. It didn't seem particularly narrow to me that day. I just think it's the stadium. Corner to Liverpool and headed wide by Van Dijk. Do you think Chris Wood will get over 20 goals as Leighton? It would be incredible if he did. Absolutely incredible. Apparently the red card, the bauble behind the red... Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Is it this one? Yeah. Somebody thought Liverpool had had a red card because of the bauble behind there. Just move it out a little bit. Actually, put it back. Wind Liverpool fans up. McAllister into Salah. They're in again. Cross. Oh, Gakpo. Cross came in by Salah. I don't know whether it was just behind him, but Liverpool have gone through the gears here. Look at this stupid passing out from the back shit. It really does wind me up. It's my pet hate of 2024. And yeah, I don't know why Gakpo doesn't head this in. It looks perfect to me by Salah. Maybe it was slightly ahead of him. But should have been 1-0 there. There'll be goals in this game. Oliver and 115 FC have got to be in bed together, says Blackgate. I don't know how I'm seeing it through a biased negative lens, but the guy seems to love them. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't disagree on that. I predict a yellow for Paqueta. Any takers, says Punch Paint. JJ says, I can't believe, I always thought Chris Wood was overrated, but I can't believe how important he's been this season. And Sue is enjoying this game at 1 a.m. Thank you, everybody who's tuning in. Nearly 9,000 of you this Sunday afternoon. And doesn't every day feel like a Sunday at the moment? It's the weirdest Sunday I've had all year, actually. I genuinely didn't know it was Sunday this morning. Because every day's bloody felt like a Sunday the last few days. Ham for Christmas is criminal, says Super Donut. No, it's not like wafer thin ham. A lot of people have two meats with their Christmas dinner. We always have the turkey and we always cook a ham. You get both from the butchers and it's a ham joint. It's basically gammon, isn't it? And it just goes well. My sisters, they have a beef joint and turkey. We have a ham joint and turkey and it works really well. There's nothing criminal about having two meats for Christmas. The only thing you should be going to prison for, and I'm absolutely resolute on this, there is no leeway. So if you've done this and you get a knock on the door, it should be 10 years, solitary confinement, no benefits, absolutely nothing. You are an absolute criminal if you put tomato ketchup on your Christmas dinner. I've seen a few people on social media doing it, and realistically, I know the police are stretched and the prisons are full, but this is a serious crime and it cannot go unpunished. It has to be a prison sentence. You cannot put a condiment. I mean, I'll take it on a condiment by condiment basis, but mayonnaise, brown sauce, red sauce should not be on a Christmas dinner. Reggie sauce, you know, none of it. Absolutely none of it. You can't do that. It basically says you are a absolute football peasant. Food peasant. Yeah. You can't do it. Danielle says, I'm praying for Gravenberch and Gakpo to get a yellow because they'll miss the Man United game. Yes, you're right. Yeah. Kane Reynolds has a beef joint. Lovely stuff. We've got lamb tomorrow. We have a set of traditional Christmas food that we've done for a few years now. Christmas Eve, lunchtime, I do get some really nice bread rolls, and then I get some good sausages, and then basically I make this, they're really nice. It's like sausages, mini sausages, but you have like red onion, cranberries, and I put some like red currant jelly in it, and you just do it all in a frying pan, and it sort of caramelizes. Plenty of butter on the roll, put it in, bit of ketchup on the top. Oh, they're just lovely Christmas Eve sort of snack at lunchtime. We have a 4-cheese macaroni cheese with a bit of ham today. That was lovely. And tomorrow, Mrs. Goldbridge does this. It's just so nice. It's lamb, but it's in like I'd say it's like a Moroccan dish. It's like lamb, and it's got dates in it in the sauce, and then it's couscous, but it's got pomegranate on it. Oh, it's so nice. So nice. New Year's Eve, we're having a ham in Coca-Cola. Apparently Nigella did it once. So you get a ham joint or a gammon joint, and you cook it in Coca-Cola. I know. It's crazy. If Liverpool lose today, Arsenal are back in it, says 2 Squad. I don't think they are. I don't think you're going to win at Brentford on Wednesday. We'll see together on New Year's Day. Would you like Forest to get in the top 4? Look, I actually don't like Forest, despite the ridiculous rumours started by, jealous, failed Man United YouTubers who, thought they could start with the United stand and got absolutely battered. 2 million subscribers, they've not even got 1. But I genuinely don't like Forest that much. I'd prefer Notts County. But I have got friends who I grew up with and I'm still in contact with who are Forest fans. So I would like them to... They're an underdog, aren't they? It's a bit like Leicester when they won the league. So I would love a Bournemouth or a Fulham or a Forest to get in the top 5. I liked it when Villa got there last year. The question is this year, I think Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal and Liverpool will get top 5, but the 5th place could be quite interesting. Really enjoy your content with Loz, hoping that you can do more because it's always a great conversation, says Sully. We will have more of that. The podcast is obviously back very soon as well, and I'm doing some stuff in the new year that's going to be really good and exciting as well. Ham cooked in ginger beer, Mark, is a game changer, says Steve. I've got some ginger beer as well, Crabbies. That's a lovely drink, that is. I only drink it at Christmas. You can't beat a bit of Crabbies. Liking trash. Got some good comments coming in here, and we're having some chats as well while the game's on. I've basically sent everybody to prison who, in fact, I've just realised things people should be sent to prison for. Don't say murder, that's obvious, but like I'm saying you should go to prison for 10 years if you put ketchup on your Christmas dinner, you food peasant. So is there anything that, you really think is a crime against humanity that's a bit tongue-in-cheek? I think walking on the road. I understand running on the road, but walking on the road when there's a pavement, get into prison. Yeah, I genuinely had this happen to me. And it's always at bloody Christmas. Around where I am, people are pretty switched on. But this time of year, grandparents visit, kids come back from uni, and you can see them a bloody mile off with their new bloody scarf walking in the road. There's a bloody pavement there. If I hit you, it'll be rich, arrogant YouTuber hits poor, indefensible student in Porsche. And I won't be driving a Porsche. I'm not particularly rich and I'm not arrogant. It should say poor charity raising philanthropist suffers shock road traffic collision when idiot walks in road. But you know what the British press are like. But yeah, walking in the road when there's a pavement, send them to prison. I'm interested in this ham cooked in ginger beer, by the way. Liverpool just had quite a decent chance with Curtis Jones. It's been a really good game, actually. But still 0-0 after 15 minutes. Liking Trash says, I could see Newcastle taking the 5th place. Even Europa League, Europa Conference League for Forest would still be a good achievement. Champions League for them would be a big surprise, that's for sure. Yeah, you're right. Thank you very much. And Jace says, if the stories are true that contract negotiations aren't going well for Garnacho and Mainu, I actually see it as a positive. Liverpool on the attack. Gakpo lays it off to the edge of the box. That's going to get cleared. No more ridiculous wages, says Jace. Got to be praying. Ham for Christmas is criminal, says Super Donut. I really don't think it is. I really don't think it is. Corner to Liverpool. Headed away. Playing music outside on speakers should get you 5 years, says JJ. I'll tell you what. There might be a drug dealer and I might get beat up. But where I take Seb to school, right, this is another one, criminal. I take Seb to school and I normally go to the shops afterwards, and it's about a 10-minute walk to the shop, and I end up coming back the same way I went. So there is a car on the way to taking Seb to school. I think it's a Lamborghini, purple Lamborghini. It's a nice car, but it drives past the school with loud music, and the windows are up. And then when I'm walking back 10 minutes later, it drives the same way again. And then sometimes you see it 3 or 4 times. So what they're actually doing is they're not going anywhere. They're getting up in the morning to get their Lamborghini out to drive past a busy place with loud music for attention. I mean, nothing says send them to prison, you big knobhead, more than that, does it? They're not taking their dog a walk. People who gatekeep football clubs with support your local gimmick should be locked up for 15 years, says Blackgate. Speakerphone in a grocery store or public transport, says Sully. We're talking things people should be sent to prison for that get on your nerves. Jordan Leake says using your speaker mode on your cell phone in public. Yeah, I don't understand that. Get some bloody headphones. It's 2024. I tell you what, West Ham are defending well here at the moment. 20 minutes gone. They don't create much, West Ham. A bit like Everton, but they can be competitive. MK says if Salah gets injured, it will all crumble. Tramps who don't pick up their dog muck, says Jack. Oh, God. I have to try and ignore it because I just can't. If I see a dog taking a shit and then they leave it, then it really annoys me. And I mean, we were in Sainsbury's the other day and it was really busy and there was queues for the self-service, and this old dear just turned up and tried to queue jump, and I couldn't stop myself. I said, there is a queue, you know, and she sort of looked at me with puppy eyes and I went, yeah, it starts back there. She wasn't like going to kick the bucket. When I say old, she was like 42 or something like that. But I think sometimes you do have to say things and sometimes you don't. I couldn't be the guy who says, are you going to pick up your dog shit that you're walking away from? I just think that's a little bit too far. But it is a pet hate. There's this one lad, there's this lad who, I say a lad, he's probably about 30s. And he walks around with his dog and he's got these big Boss or Bose headphones. He wears tight jeans. he's got a jacket that is always open, but it's like a manager coat, but it's not. It's like a designer coat. And he obviously fucking loves himself. It's like 7:30 in the morning. And he just walks along with his dog. He's always on his phone like this. His dog does a shit, and you just know he's not going to pick it up. I just don't. I just look away because I'm like, I cannot get into this argument. Hot take, but utterly random baby books. I'm talking about the Brian Little story for Little Villa fans. Okay. Chewing loudly is a death sentence, says Lung. Walking a dog off lead next to a road 5 years minimum, says Josh. I think walking a dog off a lead full stop. My dad was telling me this when we had dinner before Christmas. He said that where he lives, like he lives out in the sticks, in the countryside, and he basically, his dog doesn't like other dogs. And when he's on a walk, he always has his dog on a lead. But then you'll see other people walking their dog like 100 metres away, and they haven't got their dog on a lead. So my dad will start shouting, saying, can you put your dog on the lead? And then they'll go, no, they're absolutely fine. They're absolutely fine. And my dad, whilst the dog's running closer, will say, yeah, but my dog isn't. I'm just warning you. Their dog, comes up to my dad's dog. It barks at them. They shit themselves. And then my dad says, the owners will start going, oh, you should keep your dog under control. Hello, my dog's on a fucking lead. You're letting yours run up to my dog because your dog's all right. That's like walking up to Tyson Fury in a bad mood, isn't it? And saying, don't worry, I'm not a violent person, you prat. And then you get chinned. Chat shit, get banged. So yeah, I sort of agree with you on that one, Josh. Definitely. Diaz. Ooh, shot straight at the keeper, goes for a corner. People are saying that Gravenberch should have a yellow already. What movies did you watch over Christmas? I watched Patriot Games, the other night. It was on, and I just thought, I'm going to watch that. I watched Christmas Vacation on Christmas Eve. Polar Express on Christmas Eve. Watched Patriot Games. Watched Godfather last night. So yeah, I watched Die Hard, of course. Woke people get on my nerves, says UV. Let's send all them to prison. Hope we don't get humiliated by Liverpool, says Monash. Yeah, let's just try and enjoy this time before that game. I put ketchup and curry sauce on my Christmas dinner, says Joshua Block. Well, you are blocked, Joshua. Starting a Forest fan channel called Into the Woods, says Trishan. And I got a Roman sculpture for Christmas. Hella wisdom up in my room, says TS. Godalf says, good call out, Mark. We need civility more than ever. I think you should get sent to prison for not having any manners, actually. Yeah, I really, really do. And I think the worst time for manners is Christmas. If you were out and about on Christmas Eve, oh my God. Normally, my local Sainsbury's, right? You walk out of it, and if you're heading to my house, you walk out and there's a road into the car park. And people always, if they're coming down, even though there's no zebra crossing, will just go, let you out, right? It was like that, remember, ever played that game Frogger? Basically, it's a really basic game where you're a frog, and then there's 5 lanes of traffic, and cars are whizzing like that, and you've got to try and you go back, forward, you're trying to cross the road. It was like that. And it was all old dears, people over 50, and mums, they're all in bloody Land Rovers and Porsche Cayennes. And it's Christmas Eve. I think if you've got no manners, you should be sent to prison. And true manners come out when people are under pressure. Anybody can say thank you when they've had a couple of pints and they're walking out with their missus who's going to give them a blowjob. They'll hold the door for you then and they'll smile at you. But will they do it when the mortgage is late and they've got a boil on their arse? Manners cost nothing. Manners maketh the man and woman. Will Board look to sack Amrim if club drops to 17th? Shut up, C15. We're having a serious conversation here. Bloody Bugger says, how influential has Alan Partridge been on your humour? I think there's a collection of people my age. I mean, I've spoken to Loz about this before, and I know James Alcott as well. The Office has a massive impact on the comedy and sense of humour of a lot of people around a certain age. So, you know, I feel sorry for I feel sorry for the youth of today, because they're probably getting, you know, they're probably being influenced by Mrs. Brown's Boys. But The Office had a big impact. Obviously, I do like Alan Partridge, Only Fools and Horses. Yeah, I grew up in a golden era of British comedy. So, yeah, there's obviously going to be influence. I mean, I like Peep Show as well. IT Crowd. Game On. Royal Family. Will Board look to sack? Done that one. Thank you very much. Have you ever watched The Goonies? Says Alfie. I'm not a big fan of The Goonies. And Danny on the Gas says, commentary just said it's not that hard to defend against Salah. Just force him onto his right foot. Yeah. Who's the commentator? I genuinely think punditry is getting worse and worse and worse. They're almost in this... I think punditry was better pre-social media, because although it was bad, they weren't competing against anything else. But having worked in that industry for a little bit, they view social media as the future, but they don't know how to do it. So they try and... they'll go, we need controversial things. Say controversial things. But I said I liked Salah last week. No, now say he's a load of shit. And it's such a mess. Like, it's such a mess. I mean, I know, like, they did that watch-along on the overlap, and the overlap's obviously going to smash it. It's doing really, really well. But you're telling me that somebody didn't say to Carragher, wear a Man United shirt. I mean, he's a Liverpool legend. Man United are playing Arsenal and he turns up in a bloody Man United shirt. It's just, it's so scripted, it's unbelievable. And then a goal goes in and they're jumping on top of each other. I mean, they just wouldn't do that if the cameras were there, weren't they? So we're living in this world of just like, it's very strange. It's very strange. And also, I don't think TV and social media actually work. There was a programme on ITV. I mean, God, ITV should just shut down. At least BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation. The Christmas schedule is normally shit, but it actually wasn't bad this year. You had the Gavin and Stacey Christmas special. You had Wallace and Gromit. There was a few good things on there. ITV, rubbish. They actually had the top 10 TikTok moments on Christmas Day on a terrestrial channel. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Alan Smith is on co-coms. Yeah, Alan Smith was how would I describe Alan Smith? I'm old enough to remember. Alan Smith was a Chris Wood type striker in his day. He wouldn't know how to defend a bloody bag of cement. So what, you know, saying it's easy to defend against Salah is unbelievable. Either or idea, Suarez or Benzema. I'm sure we've done that one, Hessen, before, but I will do it. 56% of you said that Forest will get Champions League football, by the way. Higher than I thought. I don't think they will. I don't think they will. But let me do this. Either or, Suarez or Benzema. Hayden's got his... Oh, it's a goal for Liverpool. I don't know why they reacted like that. It's because I saw it out the corner of my eye. It's a goal for Liverpool. It's Luis Diaz. And that's probably game over, if we're being honest, because West Ham are shit and never look like they're going to score. Haven't seen the goal. So let's have a look. Into Diaz. Oh, this is going to be a good goal, isn't it? No, gets a bit of luck. Gets a lot of luck. Picks it up on the edge of the box. Probing run. Looks to slip in Curtis Jones. Comes back to him from an interception and puts it in the bottom corner. A bit fortuitous, but it's a good finish. You make your own luck. You make your own luck, don't you? Hayden Cook says first game at Old Trafford tomorrow. When you next going? I need to have a look actually, mate. I know Seb's desperate to go again. He was like, "Why haven't I got tickets to Man United for Christmas?" I said, "You've had enough, you little sod." But I do want to go again with him. So yeah. I hope they win tomorrow for obvious reasons, but also for you. Don't forget Father Ted. Yeah, what? Yeah, brilliant, Odie. Brilliant series. In between has influenced everyone as well. Yeah. Meow says Vishnu. Use of fireworks after the 5th of November or New Year's Eve, says Grant. I thought, yeah, this is a good one. So basically, Grant's saying that if you use fireworks after the 5th of November or New Year's Eve, you should go to prison. I've got my fireworks for New Year's Eve. Oh, Van Dijk. No, he's all right. I thought he'd gone down injured there. People do it for birthdays, though, don't they? RJB says, if you do baby reveal parties, you should get 50 years in prison as well. I'm loving this. I love these impromptu little themes we have running through the show. It all started because I said if you put tomato ketchup on your Christmas dinner, you should go to prison for 10 years. So we've had some good suggestions coming in ever since. Yeah, baby party reveals, 50 years. That seems about fair. I wouldn't go. Current me wouldn't go. I mean, you know, in a few years' time, maybe things will change. But, yeah, I'd be like, what does that involve then? Well, we tell you what baby we're going to have. But I don't care. I don't care if you have a boy or girl. I really don't give a shit. At the end of the day, I'll only care at Christmas when I'm getting it a My Little Pony or an Action Man. Oh, you can't say that. Oh, you're profiling stereotypes there by buying a girl. Oh, who said I was getting the girl the My Little Pony? Might have got it the boy. But, yeah, I couldn't give a shit whether you're having a girl or a boy. It's got nothing to do with me. So I don't want to come to your party and I'm not going to get excited. Who gets excited as well? I understand maybe the grandparents or a weird auntie, but, you know, 3, 2, 1. I'll be there picking my nose on my phone going, oh, Leicester have scored. Which I don't give a shit about either. Either or idea, Louis Diaz or Sadio Mane. Alec Miller. 69% have gone Suarez over Benzema. Footballing peasants. Benzema every day of the week for me. Right, I'm going to do this poll. I'm not doing Giggs or Salah. I think that's just so silly. Because it's just... I just don't think it's comparable. The distance is too big. I think Mane Diaz is personal, so it can work because they're both Liverpool players. Might have missed my super chat, but changing what team you support should be a life sentence, says Huge Lad. Oh, yeah. Unless you're under 10, I do think I know people who have, you know, supported teams up until 10, but I literally don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but they're a producer for quite a popular footballing YouTube channel. They literally supported Chelsea until they were 16 and then started supporting Man City, and it's a true story. Send them to prison. You need a new producer, Ben. Might have missed my super chat, done that one, thank you. Simon Muller says Giggs or Salah. What did Seb get in a Christmas present? He got an electric guitar. He got Scale Electric, which I can't get it to bloody work anymore. First day it worked. What a bit of control that is by Kudus. Reminds me of me. Put a good cross in as well. Yeah, the Scale Electric he got was really good, but the track's not working anymore. The car only goes round certain bits, and then other bits, it just doesn't work. And I've took it apart, I've looked at it, I don't know what's going on. Really disappointing. Gomez is injured here for Liverpool. Dust in the track. I might hoover it out then, yeah. It was on the carpet, and the carpet's quite hairy. Trim the grass. If you say like on the end of your sentence, that's 10 years. Bro as well. If you say bro at the end of every sentence, 10 years. My granddad does it. I'm like, stop saying bro at the end of your sentence, you're 90. People who stand and chat in stupid places and shops when it's busy or can't be asked to organise themselves before going through airport security should be in prison, says Wicked. Yeah, I'd love this. I would love this. I always said to the missus when we used to drive up to Nottingham, they've changed the road now, but as you come off the M42, you go onto the A453. I'm not a road geek, by the way. I'm rubbish at roads, but I just remember this road. It goes past the power station, which is now not there anymore, but the big chimneys are. Single lane for about 5 miles into Nottingham. You get stuck behind a lorry, you expect it. But when you get stuck behind like a mini metro and they're doing like 25 miles an hour in a 40, there should be a button on every car where it's legal to basically shoot out I don't know, I wouldn't say a missile, that's not fair. But I'd say like, you know, some sort of mechanism that sort of shoots out to the right-hand side of the car and sort of goes and knocks them into the side. It doesn't cause them any damage. The technology is so good that it shoots out of your car, knocks them into the side, activates some sort of balloon, but puts them into the verge safely. That, for me, would be, you know, massive. But you can only do it in them circumstances. What's happening in the game? Well, it's 1-0 to Liverpool, and it's very much going the way I thought it was going to go. West Ham just can't score goals. They're just so bad. What is Kudos? If he scores now, it'll be hilarious. And he hits the post! Oh, that would have been a great clip. He's having a good game. He's having a good game, Kudos. And he's hit the post from about 30 yards there. Let's have a look at this again. Good shot with his left foot. Yeah, Alisson's beat. He's very unlucky there. Very, very unlucky. What's the latest with Antonio, by the way? Is he... I know, obviously, he had a very serious accident, but I've not heard anything about the prognosis of will he be back playing or anything like that. They do need a... they do need a... They need a goal scorer, don't they? I know Fulkrug's not really delivered. Scott says it's career ending, out for the rest of the season for Antonio. I didn't know that. That's sad. Wasn't it? I've just been asked by Mrs. Goldbridge for a small crosshead screwdriver, and I was going to ask you lot. I have got one, you know, but I don't know what I did with it. I know what you can use. I know what you can use. 2-0 to Liverpool. Oh God, this is not good. Alexi McCallum, he's offside. He's miles offside there. Is he interfering with play? Yes. That's offside, Salah. Ali says you should get 15 years for masturbating twice on Christmas Day. Sounds like you know, relaxing Christmas for some. Like a red shell in Mario Kart, says Christian. Standing in front of the elevator doors before other people can get out. Should get life, says Rohan. That happens. That happens a lot in London now. I've noticed it in the last 18 months when you go to London, people stand in front of the tube. They used to let you off. People actually, you can be on a packed tube train, rolls into the station, doors open and people get on before they let people off. You know, I would love it one day if you have a word with everybody waiting to get off and you say, you know, rugby, when everyone just piles forward, let's just obliterate anybody that tries to get on this train before we get off it. You know, literally just, you know, lock together and just... I spent Christmas in the woods because my mum is dating my ex-father and they celebrated together this year. Don't have a dad. What would you do? What would you do, says Pyro. Radcliffe Power Station, says Beryl Carpenter. That's the one. C. Mudley says, in South Africa, people... That goal's been given by Liverpool. He looked miles offside. Well, he's obviously not offside. I thought he was miles off. Oh, they're saying it's because he's not active until that person gets the ball. That's a stupid rule, isn't it? That is a stupid rule. It's really stupid. So he's offside when the ball goes over the top to the wing, but then because the ball goes to somebody else, they're onside, and then Salah can be inactive for that. It's a bit of a stupid rule. By the letter of the rule, by the letter of the law, it's absolutely fine. But it's very difficult. I always side on a defender there. It's very difficult as a defender to play. I mean, I don't know why some teams. I mean, this is the stupidity of what Spurs do. Really, I just don't think playing the offside trap in the modern game is worth it. Like there were times like with the likes of Arsenal back in the day. What am I doing?
You need to screw it down. Like, we can't find one that fits. Try that one, it's okay.
Well, you're just not strong enough. Yeah. Look.
Aye.
Don't lose it. This is where Dad's... Well, I don't want to be sexist, actually. Oh, yeah. What are we doing?
Letting the dogs.
Oh, it's 3-0 to Liverpool.
Oh, I knew they were going to win.
You could have told me, mate.
No, I told you 1,000. Well, where's the one that you shot?
This is embarrassing. Am I going to have to screw these back in? Let's have a look at this goal. Oh, look at West Ham trying to play out from the back. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I've said this so many times. Playing out from the back. Kill it. You should go to prison for playing out from the back. Forget tomato ketchup on your Christmas dinner. Absolutely ridiculous. Playing out from the back. How many goals are teams conceding because of that? Where did that one go? That's fine. There you go.
Okay.
Where's your batteries then?
Here, I got them.
It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. It's, you know, they should be sent to prison though, because that's the only way it's going to stop. Who was it who was playing out from the back then? The police should walk on and say, with a judge, 5 years. And then as they start crying, say, you have been warned.
Oh, I did it.
How do you know you're putting it in the right one?
You just start like.
You don't just put random batteries in. They have to go a right way. Plus and a minus. I can't see. Yeah. I reckon you've got that one wrong. Yeah. You did have it right, actually.
What?
You did have it right. Okay, what do we do with that?
You need to screw the screws back in. You put
Well, where's the on button?
No, you put.
Whoa!
I know you put it in water. Turn it off.
It's flashing, mate. No.
I know.
Oh, I'm gonna have a fit. How do we turn it off? Oh my god, it's flashing again.
When it's.
Oh, they're loving it. Here we go. Salah's in again. If this is 4-0 before half time. Oh, it nearly was. Where's the other one?
There.
I get the feeling that this needs to be sort of done properly because it will be waterproof. Doesn't seem like there's an on-off button for it though.
Maybe you have to keep.
Oh, no, that's not the button. It's on the front.
Oh yeah.
Oh well. Not my problem. It's 3-0, 46 minutes. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. West Ham are so bad. When are they going to sack Lopetegui? I've been telling you this for ages. I don't know how you turn that off. You've got the instructions, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
There you go. What do you say?
Adios.
And thank you.
Okay.
All right. Do you think Forest will win the league, says Chris? No. Absolutely not. I mean, Liverpool are about to go... how many points clear? 8 points clear with a game in hand. Oh my God. This is over. They're 9 points clear of Arsenal. And Chelsea, they're 10 points clear. Forget about it. It's over. I told you it was over. It's definitely over. Half time and Liverpool are 3-0 up here with Mo Salah. Games that he scored and assisted in 8 this year. It's remarkable stuff, really. But West Ham are just so bad. Have another drink on me, says Chris Tech. Well, I'll sip to that. Thank you, mate. Chris Tech Tips HD. Burglar Sebbridge says Odie. Imagine if Man United had Gakpo, says David Peters. Faisal says, congratulations to Liverpool. We're not good enough to compete with them. Arsenal fan. Aaron Taylor says Benzema or Lewandowski. I think Mikel Antonio is a bigger miss than people think. Every year West Ham buys a new striker to replace him, only for Antonio to take his spot back in a couple of months, says Vishnu. Well, they did it with Skameka, didn't they, as well? Blake Thompson again. Do you think Bowen should be playing for another club? I think he could play for another club. Definitely. Yeah, definitely do. And when are you going to take your Christmas tree down, says Aryan. Normally... This is a big question. Normally, actually, you've just combined two things. Liverpool are 3-0 up here. West Ham are shit. They should sack their manager. He's absolutely useless. And Liverpool are going to win the league. There we go. We've also been talking about things you should go to prison for that you don't go to prison for. So I said, putting ketchup on your Christmas dinner, 10 years in prison. In a footballing sense, playing out from the back and costing a goal, go to prison. I'm fed up of it. It's so shit. Football should be a unpredictable entertainment. And I think we're seeing so many goals now. I guarantee you, if somebody did the percentage breakdown, 30% of goals in the Premier League this season, might be more, but 30% of goals in the Premier League this season come from players playing out from the back. It's absolutely rubbish. Football has become so formulaic since Pep came to this country. And people think the football's better. I don't. But when am I taking my Christmas tree down? Normally, 12 days of Christmas. So I think it goes down on the 6th, doesn't it? On the 6th of January. But the 6th of January this year, I believe, is the Monday. So I'll probably take it down on the 5th just because it's the weekend. So yeah, the 5th of Jan is when I'm going to take mine down this year. But you know what? I've got friends who took their Christmas stuff down the day after Boxing Day. And I'm seriously contemplating whether we're going to still be friends in 2025 because I think you should be going to prison. I genuinely would send you to prison for life. Taking your Christmas tree down the day after Boxing Day, who are you? Do you know what Christmas is about? Jesus and Santa. Like, who are you to take your Christmas stuff down the day after Boxing Day? Who made you Lord Christmas or Princess Christmas? Oh, I just feel like a nice clean. Well, you're not coming to my New Year's Eve party then? No, I really want... No, piss off. I'm not even going to... And I'm not going to send you a Happy New Year as well, because I don't wish you a Happy New Year. I don't wish you a bad year, but I just think, what are you doing? Why are you so miserable? But the worst thing is, these people put their Christmas tree up in the middle of November. How's about put your Christmas tree up on December the 1st and do it for the proper period of time? The reason you want to take it down after Boxing Day is because you've had it up when it was still bloody light at 5 o'clock. Prats. Come to the US, Mark, for the World Cup, says David. I really want to come. I mean, look, we're only 18 months away from the World Cup, and I think it's going to be very interesting. Apart from, it's going to be absolutely massive. Jarbar Drink says, I'm building a fantasy team and I need your input. In Amrim's system, would Rooney thrive more in one of the cam positions or as a striker? Definitely behind the striker. As a Morecambe fan, I'm looking forward to Chelsea away in the FA Cup despite all our ownership problems, says Oot Yerp. I'm looking forward to the FA Cup, actually. I always like the FA Cup third round. I probably lose interest sometimes after that, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the FA Cup. Love the content, Mark, says pre-order bonus. Keep it up. Sick to death of hearing Salah versus Hazard and Salah versus Neymar debates. He's more consistent, available and clinical than both. Where do you rank Mo Salah among the greats? Says pre-order bonus. Look, I don't like Liverpool. As a Man United fan, Liverpool fans don't like us and we don't like them because the rivalry matters. I don't like Liverpool. But that, when I say what I say about Salah, that just shows you how good he is, because I actually think Salah is massively underrated. I've watched football for decades. I've seen Zidane. I've seen some of the best. I've seen Gaza. You know, I've seen Scholes. I've seen Lampard. I've seen Gerrard. You know, I can compare them to De Bruyne because I saw them. You know, some of these chuff monsters who sit there telling you stuff when they were quite clearly up their mum's chuff when some of these players were playing. Unfortunately, I can't tell you about Brian Robson. I can't tell you about Beckenbauer or anyone like that because I wasn't alive. So I'm not going to compare Beckenbauer to bloody John Terry. It's stupid. But what was the question again? Salah. Salah's better than Neymar. Salah's better than Hazard. I mean, this is not even a debate. I don't even know why people do it. Do they do it because they don't like Liverpool? Are they doing it because they're player FC for Neymar and Hazard? Like, Salah has done it longer in the best league in the world, consistently, goals and assists, year after year after year after year. And look, Messi and Ronaldo didn't do it for 2 seasons. They did it year after year after year, and that's what made them the GOATs of the game. Mo Salah's done it year after year after year after year in a Liverpool team in the Premier League. Neymar did it for a little bit for Brazil and Barcelona, and then went to a farmers league. And Hazard did it for a reasonable amount of time for Chelsea, but he didn't achieve what Salah did. It's not even close. It's not even close. And I think that, to be honest with you, I think Vinicius Junior has a better career than Neymar already. So I think Vinicius Junior is better than Neymar. I just think Neymar played at a time where Brazil really didn't have a player after the whole Ronaldo era. They hadn't had a player for ages, and Neymar looked quite exciting. So, yeah, I think Vinicius Jr. is better than Neymar. I think Neymar is a good player, but I think he came along at a time where Brazil needed a player to hype, and he fitted the bill. Who needs kudos and where will he go? Well, he's too good for West Ham. I think Kudus could play for Arsenal, Liverpool, or Man City. I think he's looks very good. Salah or Beckham at United, says Eduardo. Completely different players, playing the same position, but completely different players. I mean, you're never going to get me. I love David Beckham. Salah's a technically better footballer in relation to goals and assists, but David Beckham has probably the best right foot I've seen in football. It was just a weapon of mass destruction. Salah nowhere near Neymar, says Miles. Well, that's your opinion, Miles. Welcome to life. Welcome to the world. Salah way ahead of Neymar. Come on. Do you see Liverpool winning more than the league, says T? Well, I predicted that Liverpool would win the Champions League. I predicted that before Slot had even managed the game. So, in a way, I'm the best pundit in the world, because I said in the summer that Liverpool would win the Champions League, and I got laughed at. They're going to win the Premier League, so I was obviously on to something. But I did a video right at the start of the season about Slot. It was one of those, I don't do them anymore, they're just hipster videos. You know these videos that people do these days? Everybody does them. They nick a load of footage, and then they play 5 seconds, a clip, a video, and they talk over it. I mean, it's such basic content, and everybody does it. Anyway, I did it in the summer about Slot, and I just don't bother doing it anymore because I just think everybody does it and it's just hipster bullshit. But I did do one of those videos about Slot before Liverpool had even started. It's on this channel. And if you did your homework and you knew what Klopp was building, I always felt that there was more of a chance. A lot of people, myself included, wanted Liverpool to fall apart. But I always leaned more to the fact that it would be successful under Slot, and it has been. Is Salah not just an 8-season wonder, says Nelly? Let Glazers buy your club, death penalty, literally, says Odie. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Pre-order bonus, thank you. Do you think between Spurs and the current United side, we have a functioning team? Seems we're both going through the same rubbish. Hope you had a good Christmas, says Baron. I think if you combined Man United and Spurs squad, you'd have a good team, yeah. Insane timing with the Gomez injury, as Konate is scheduled to come back in the next game against Man United, says Cuban. Not bad for a one-season wonder, Salah, says Big John. Iron says, when you're taking your Christmas tree down. And Chris Tech Tips, thank you very much. 17,000 watching. You're absolute legends, by the way. Please do subscribe. We're having a good old chat, regardless of the fact that West Ham are predictably shite. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, as ever. Really appreciate it. And yeah, look, realistically, That's Football is a channel for everybody, and I know that people are gonna, want Liverpool to maybe lose this game, but it was never going to happen. It was never going to happen. I think West Ham are one of the worst teams I've seen in this league, and I'm surprised that they've still got Lopetegui in charge. I mean, would this be enough for him to get the sack? Probably not, but they're just so bad. And they've got better players than... On paper, West Ham have got a better squad than Forest. And you look at where West Ham are and you look at where Forest are, and I think that it's very, very surprising how bad West Ham have been. But they have been bad for a very long period of time. And if I was a West Ham fan, we had this conversation last season. It's up to you if you want to get rid of David Moyes because you don't like the style of football. That's absolutely fine. But the grass ain't always greener. And that has certainly transpired, hasn't it? Thoughts on increasing Trent to Madrid news? Well, Dewey, I'm a United fan. I'm sure anybody looking at this from the outside has a similar opinion to me. I've expected that Trent was going to Real Madrid for about 8 months. Mane or Diaz. Mane 73%. I would agree with that. Either or, Aguero or Cavani, says Dex. And should Liverpool pay the money to keep Trent, says Rob. I don't think it's about the money, is it? I really don't. What was that one we wanted to do there? Aguero or Cavani? Ooh. Either or. Aguero. Twat. Cavani. There we go. City struggled against Leicester today, says Nelly. I mean, I just think that at some point, Man City were going to win a game of football. Of course they were, but their next game is West Ham, so they'll probably win that as well. But they've got a good run of fixtures now, Man City, where they should actually start winning some games. But they've got West Ham at home on Saturday. Then they've got Salford in the Cup. Then they've got Brentford in the league. And then they've got Ipswich in the league. And then they've got Chelsea as well. So they've got PSG in the Champions League. That's going to be very interesting. But yeah, I mean, Man City have fucked it, haven't they? I think that's the main thing. Who do you think Man United need to sign in January, says Ian? Well, I'll be talking about that on the 8 o'clock show because I think we're getting very close towards a signing, reading between the lines. Football Away Day says, prison sentence for people that just stand in the middle of the aisle when you hold a door open and they don't say thank you. Yes. Manners. Absolutely. You know what I don't like as well? When you're driving and you're driving on like a motorway or something and you are in the fast lane and you let a car out and they don't do the hazard lights to say thank you. Or you're driving along and you're in traffic and then there's a junction of waiting traffic and you just stop and let a car out and again, they don't even say thank you. I'm like, I can't understand that. I was coming out of Centre Parks a couple of weeks ago and as you're coming out, it's really busy and we got to this like roundabout junction and we had the right of way and I just stopped and let a car go through. They're looking at me for me to let them out. We made eye contact and I went like that and they just went and they literally could have gone. And I said to Mrs. Goldbridge, I said, if I could go back in time, I'd have gone up yours and just carried on. But like, how does a mind even work? How do you even work? You looked at me to let you out. I let you out. I didn't even get a smile. You just went. How does somebody that selfish work? These people need to go to prison. Because if they're not saying thank you for stuff like that, imagine how selfish they are in other areas of life. I think at least 20 years to learn a lesson. Oh, well, next time I'll say thank you. No, you won't. You're a selfish shit. You need to do time. It wasn't a woman, no. Joe Mama says they just couldn't multitask. Yeah, that's sexist. You think Haaland overtakes Salah for Golden Boot, says Owen. Well, Haaland should be winning the Golden Boot because he's in the best team playing up front. But if Salah beats him, it's, a testament again to what Salah achieves as a winger. To think Salah wasn't even top 20 in the Ballon d'Or, says Scout. Look, I'm not a Liverpool fan. I'm not here to defend that. But if he was a Man United player not getting in the top 20 in a Ballon d'Or, I'd be screaming and shouting on the United stand. I think there's something weird that goes on with Mo Salah, and I think it's because he's Egyptian. I think if he was Brazilian, he'd be winning the Ballon d'Or. He should be up for it every bloody year. Can you play Overwatch 2 one day? It would be funny. Double substitution here for West Ham. Let's get the timer ready. Is that full crud coming on? The bubbles are blowing again, but they seem to have cut down on the fairy liquid. Second half's up and running. Salah, Van Dijk, Trent, choose two to stay. I actually think Salah and Van Dijk should stay, even though Trent's younger, because you've got Bradley. You can't replace Salah, and I don't think you can replace Van Dijk. So even though Trent's younger, I just think Salah and Van Dijk are irreplaceable at the moment. So I would stick with them as an outsider looking in. I was trying to find some info about Areola, the keeper, on Google. Was not prepared, says Howdy. Yeah, don't go searching Areola on Google. You'll just see a load of tits. Happy 2025 to you and Seb. Fulham and Forest in the Champions League, says Steve. I don't think Man City won't be in the Champions League. Man City will definitely get top 5. Aguero's beaten Cavani by 80%. I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. Oh my God. Good save by Areola. Was Salah offside there? No. What are West Ham doing? He can't be offside though, can he? Look. Why is the West Ham left back there trying to play offside, when his fellow centre-back is 10 metres deeper? Incredible defending. What are you doing tonight, Mark? I might watch Godfather 2. Watched Godfather 1 last night. Oh, it's such a good film. It's a really good film, actually. It took me back. I felt a bit sad. I was watching Godfather last night. I think it was on Channel 4. And obviously I've seen it a few times, but I haven't seen it for a few years. But it took me back to probably 24 years ago, maybe 25 years ago. It was around the year 2000 when DVDs were popular. And for Christmas, I got the Godfather trilogy. And I remember, like, in between Christmas and New Year, at about 11 o'clock, I'd put one of them on and stay up till like 2:30 in the morning watching them. So I was watching Godfather last night and it just took me back. West Ham Maria on the right-hand side. Wan-Bissaka. Over the bar. Crop back. I actually don't think Godfather 2 is better than 1, Bon. I prefer Godfather, the original. Steve Hansen, Happy New Year to you, by the way. I'm very excited about New Year this year. I don't normally like New Year, but I've made a bit of an effort this year. I've actually been quite organised. Been out and got some fireworks, sorted out what food we're having, got a few games ready. So I'm actually looking forward to it because I don't really give a shit about New Year. I don't know about you. I mean, I was alive for the millennium, the second one, in the year 2000. Oh my God. I don't think I've ever, talking about not prison sentences, but talk about overrated. Like, we can all talk about things that are overrated, and please do let me know in the chat. But the millennium never gets spoken about by people who are old enough to live it. If you think about the millennium, that was 25 years ago. So to be drinking at that, let's say 16, because I was down the pub at 16. So you've got to be 41. You've got to be 41 or over to remember what the millennium was actually like drinking. A 16-year-old in the year 2000 would be 41 now. Here we go. Salah's in again. Shoots wide. So the year 2000 was built up for years. It's going to be the year 2000. This is amazing. Yeah. It was absolute shit. The thing about Christmas is you can build it up. It might not be a good Christmas. It might be a great Christmas. But, you know, you've got the food, the family, the TV, the friends, the presents. New Year, there is nothing about it that makes it inherently good. You might have a good night out, but you might have a good night out in the middle of April. New Year is basically a countdown from 10 to 0, and then you have to pretend that there's something really different about the fact that really nothing is different. So the millennium was always destined to fail because there's nothing actually that good about it. And I remember, like, me and my mates were like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do for the millennium? You know, we should go to Sydney or something. We ended up going to the local pub. It was rammed. And everyone was really trying their best. There was like millennium cocktails and everything. But it was just bang average. It was really bang average. The only thing that's good about New Year's Eve is actually when you put the telly on and put the fireworks on. That's quite good. I've always quite looked like that. I tell you what, people who should go to prison, the people who go to London for New Year's Eve and queue up from 9 o'clock in the morning, that is literally 15 hours before the actual fireworks. And people do that. They go to London and queue up from 9 o'clock in the morning, so they're at the front for midnight. Send them to prison, literally. That is just incredible. Morgan's doing it. Genuinely, get yourself, Morgan, get yourself, even if you rent it, just get yourself a 60-inch TV, put it on your wall, and watch it on BBC HD. It'll be better than actually being there. Thank you very much to that. Valentine's Day is overrated, says Shay. I never do anything for Valentine's Day. My stance is I don't need one day in the year to tell you how much I love you when I do it 365. And I'm not paying double the price at a restaurant when tomorrow it'll be half. It's a drone show now, Mark. They don't even do fibre. They don't even do fireworks. I mean, this is just another thing, isn't it? Between Christmas and Easter, there's not a lot going on, is there? You don't get any bank holidays. But that's why I love football. There's so much football between January and Easter. I actually find the summer sometimes. People say they don't like January to March, and I'm like, to be honest, sometimes I don't like May till August, especially when there's no major tournaments. Got St. Patrick's Day, Cheltenham, yeah. I might go to Ireland for Paddy's Day this year. Three players you wish Man United never got rid of. Ronaldo. I'd say Roy Keane, but he was quite old there. So, I mean, we're talking about players we shouldn't have got rid of who were still in their prime. Ronaldo, Beckham. Trent! Oh, my God. I don't think the keeper should get beat from there, but it's 4-0. I suspect the ball might move a lot here, but yeah, we shouldn't have got rid of De Gea, Ladios. Yep, Stam's another one. Good one as well. I don't know where... Bazza says, what a goal. I don't know whether it's what a goal. I don't know whether it's what a goal or it's bad goalkeeping. We really need to see what happens here. Because... Here we go. From behind. Always better from behind. No, deflects. It's not a great goal. This is what I mean. People jump to conclusions too quickly. I've played the game and I'm like, why does he score from there? You've got to look at the keeper and it deflects off the West Ham player's head. He's got to go. He's got to go. But he's got to go, this manager. I mean, this is the second time I've watched them. Third time I've watched them, actually. And thought they were absolutely shit. They were shit against United. I mean, that was Ten Hag United, and we should have won. They needed a dodgy penalty. Arsenal battered them as well. They're just so bad, West Ham. They won't go down because the three newly promoted teams are worse, but... Do you think Trent doing that means he's not going to leave? I don't know. I don't know. It's not my conversation, is it? Odie Grass says, dried bits on top of condiment bottles equals 10 years. It's a very lad thing, this, but you know when you go into a toilet and there's piss on the seat? Life. Death penalty. I mean, that's just disgusting, isn't it? You know what I'm talking about. I mean, I don't use them very often, but sometimes you have to in an airport or whatever. People who piss on a seat and, well, lift the seat up straight away. That's a big one. But if you've pissed on the seat, it's your piss. Use some toilet roll and wipe it up. Opinions on Saka's injury, says Ahmad. I don't. I think it will cause. It's not even a criticism. If you had Saliba out, you had Odegaard out, you would drop points somewhere. You're going to drop points without Saka, and you can't afford to drop any more points. So it will be. I mean, I think your title race is over anyway. But I mean, you will drop points at some point without him. Jota's coming on now. I mean, look at the league table there. Goal difference plus 27. That's another point as well. The gap might be 9 points to Arsenal, but there's another point there because of the amount of goals they're scoring. They've won this league. Don't listen to the pundits. Don't listen to Liverpool fans. They've won this league. I've got to get used to this because it's going to be 20 times for Liverpool. This league is won. I'm not jinxing it. If I could jinx it, I would. But I'm not doing reverse psychology. This league is won by Liverpool, and I said it a month ago. And I also said in the summer they'd win the Champions League. I saw it coming. I saw this glow up coming a mile off. Feels bad, man, says too many games left. No, you're wrong. There are 19 games left, but you're playing the best football. You have the best squad. And who's going to catch you? Nobody's good enough to catch you. When Man United clawed back a 12-point gap from a similar sort of time in 1996, we were better than Newcastle. We just had a bad start to the season. There is no team better than Liverpool. It's not. So, look, I've played the game. I've watched the game for years and years and years. Liverpool will win the league. I'm not saying you're going to win it by 8 points. You might win it by 2 points, but you will win the league. I don't think people realise just how bad you'd have to do to swing it. A 9-point gap would mean you'd have to be terrible and somebody would have to be perfect. And no one's going to be perfect in this league. There's no one. Man City aren't coming back. You don't need to worry about Man City anyway because Man City are 14 points behind you and you've got a game in hand. They're not clawing that back. Man City are the only team I think could do it, and they're not clawing back at least 14 points. So it's I know Liverpool fans don't want to do it, and there's a lot of work still to be done, but it's been done for a while for me. I think when you beat Man City at Anfield, it was done. Keith says, are you going to do a Liverpool reaction video after this? Says, I don't know. I wasn't planning on doing it, to be honest. But, I mean, I might do. But John Kay says it's still mathematically possible for Man City to win it. It's still mathematically possible for Ipswich to win it. I'm not going to. Yeah, 8 o'clock show tonight on the United Stand. Well, Man City might get relegated as well with any luck. But look, there is another team in this. Their name is West Ham. They're currently in 13th place with 23 points. They're not getting relegated, but I mean, look, he's not been there long, Lopetegui, so I can sort of understand why you'd give him a little bit longer, but they should be doing so much better than this. They just don't create chances. I think that's the problem. Liverpool fan here, we've still got 8 tough Premier League away games left. Only an easy one is Leicester, and even that isn't a given in this league. Yeah, but you've been to Arsenal. You've been to Old Trafford. I think you've been to Spurs, haven't you? Look, like you say, the league's very, very competitive, but I think, as I've said before, I'm very consistent on this. When Man United were 4 points off 4th when Amorim came in, but we were still 13th, I was saying on the United stand, it's not only 4 points, it's 4 points in an incredibly competitive league. So double it, because equivalent, it will be like 8. So if Liverpool are 10 points clear of somebody, realistically, in a competitive league, double it if you want to, because for somebody to catch you, you've got to lose 4 in a row and they've got to win 5 in a row. That's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But look, it's only my opinion. TBA Matty says, as much as I like hearing you say Liverpool will win the league, but it still can change, just got to stay humble. There's a long way to go. You've got to keep the work going, yeah. Could see a mass exodus of Trent, Salah and Van Dijk after they win the league. Fair play to Slot, getting them fried up again, says Jack. Look, if you win the league and the Champions League, maybe they will say that's enough. Very disappointing from Man City, though. From West Ham. Here we go again. Apparently Andreas Pereira of Fulham is wanted by clubs in Brazil. Man United have got a 20% sell-on clause. Have you watched Squid Game 2, says Ian. I haven't watched Squid Game 1. I was one of those people who just didn't watch it. That's a nice ball into Jota. I reckon Liverpool will score more. What is it, 4-0, 25 minutes to go. Would Ten Hag have won the league with this Liverpool side, says Gwan. I think that's a bit disrespectful to Slot. I don't think it, as much as I think Jurgen Klopp laid a foundation, I don't think it was an open goal foundation for any manager to walk in and do well. Would you be gutted if Liverpool won the league? We might even steal your 20 times song, says Chris. Well, obviously I would. There was a time a few years ago where I genuinely didn't think I'd see Liverpool win a league title again. They looked like they were always going to be miles off. And then Jurgen Klopp came in and rebuilt your football club. Liverpool could win another 3 or 4 titles before Man United get competent again. So, look, we're going through that period that Liverpool went through for 30 years, where we just don't... I mean, Liverpool fans probably think the same way I did 5 years ago, well, a bit longer than that. I just never thought Liverpool would win a title again. They were so bad. And I'm sure many Liverpool fans think that about United. But you can't be reliant on other people stopping your rivals. You've got to stop your rivals yourself. So you reap what you sow, don't you? Good play by Todibo there into Somerville. West Ham wants a penalty. I don't think you're going to... I think it is a foul, but I don't think you're going to get a penalty for that. And now it's Liverpool. It's Salah. And he misses. Abraham says, I find it very impressive how West Ham have managed to mirror Man United's style of play. Thank you, everybody. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We were very close to 283,000. 10 away. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Daily content on That's Football. You're all welcome. We will be keeping an eye on the January transfer window as well. I mean, obviously, from a Manchester United point of view, we've got a few things to talk about on the 8 o'clock show. But do you think any other clubs are going to do... I mean, this is something that I can never really... You know, I know what's going on at United, obviously, but I never know with other clubs. You just react to it. But do you think there are any other clubs out there that are going to be active in the January transfer window? I think there are a few that need to be. Aguero versus Cavani. Let's get rid of that. Newcastle says Bullet. Forest says Master. I always think in the January transfer window, it's such a great opportunity. I mean, Chelsea have shown this. You can make good signings in January that can be really positive. And look, you talk about the likes of Fulham and Bournemouth and Forest. They're all having a good season. So why... You know, if you could make a good signing that's going to help your squad, why would you not do it? Danzy said, would you do a darts final watch along next week? I nearly did last year, actually. I did nearly do it last year. At what point is West Ham not a manager problem, says Steve? I think West Ham's big problem is they've gone from David Moyes, whose style of football isn't the best, but is effective and very easy to play. It's easier to play David Moyes' brand of football than it is to play Brighton's brand of football. But it was quite effective, but not easy on the eye. So there has to be a transitional for West Ham if they want to play good football. But I think their biggest issue is they're just not creating enough chances. I predicted we'd win the league by Christmas 2 months ago, says Dave's Random Videos. Well done. Who's the most improved player in the Premier League this year, says Shady? I think Kulusevski comes to mind instantly. I think, although he's playing in a bad Spurs side, I think he's had a very good season. Curtis Jones, as well, has developed a lot. I think Konate at Liverpool is getting his credit, which is good to see. Gravenberch, obviously, has been fantastic, as a lot of people are saying in the chat. Chris Wood deserves a bit of a shout out, a few people are saying as well. What did you think about, now you've had time to look at it, what did you think about that Aston Villa red card? I know we spoke about it on the day. I just still can't believe it. And it was Anthony Taylor as well. I just can't believe he's not been disciplined for that. I thought it was an absolutely shit decision where he should have been suspended for it. Happy birthday, Justin. Charlie Park says, apart from Liverpool, who's the most informed team in the league at the moment? Oh, it's easy. That's easy. Such an easy answer, that, mate. Away wins at Forest, Brentford and Goodison Park, and 2 home wins as well. Forest have won their last 5 in the Premier League, which in this league is incredible. I think if you win 5 Premier League games in a row this season, that is very, very good. Because it's so competitive. Forest did not win away at Forest. They won away at Brentford, United and Goodison. Sorry. I'm tired. I am tired tonight. 4-0 at home. Bloody hell. I'm like, I can't talk. We got beat 3-0 this time last week. God knows what. Man United tomorrow, I really don't know. Jota, good save by Areola. I tell you what, Areola's made 2 really good saves this half. Could easily be 6. Where do I think Rashford will go? I'm worried he'll play tomorrow, you know. I just think Man United is such a circus that we're actually close to removing a player that needs to go. We'll probably start him tomorrow, he'll score a goal, and then we'll keep him again. I mean, that's what worries me about Man United. It is such a circus over the last decade. We're finally going to do something we should have done a long time ago and got rid of a big player and send a message. He probably gets picked tomorrow and scores, and then it's like we're back where we were. So I just don't want to predict anything because we're just such a badly run club. I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up staying. Who would buy him? I still think there's a deal there to be done. Pizza said sent off Duran but not João Pedro for elbow thing. I don't think Pedro's was a red. He didn't make any contact with the player. I don't think you should be sending people off for what might have happened. Like, yes, it was very dangerous, but he didn't make contact. And I know some people will say, well, the intent was there, but I think you're going down a dangerous road there. I don't think it was a red. Liverpool and United have had tragedy in our history. Biggest rival, but also massive respect for Liverpool fans coming through adversity. Love to all, says Odie. Thanks for your super chat, pal. Just moved out on my own home. Any advice? As David says, just moved out on my own home. Any advices? I think that means you just moved out on your own into a home. Any advice? Keep yourself busy, mate. I remember when I first moved in on my own, and it was quite a weird thing because you get home and there's no one else there to talk to and stuff, so it can be takes a little bit of time to get used to, but it's quite liberating as well. It's like going to the cinema on your own. What do you think about Ronaldo talking a lot of rubbish in the Dubai Awards, saying Ballon d'Or was unfair, Vinny should have won it, and Arab League is better than League One, says Bernard. Look, I love Ronaldo, but you know, he's not perfect, and this is the thing about Player FC. I think some people just, you know, want to lick the arse out of their favourite players, and they're human beings. Ronaldo, after that Piers Morgan interview, I mean, that just highlighted to me that he's not perfect, and also he's got a brand to promote, and there's just no way that the Saudi League's better than the French League. It's just not. I wouldn't mind saying it was true. I don't mind saying it's true, but it's not. And I don't even know what those Saudi awards are all about anyway. I mean, I don't really understand it. Didn't Rio get one for something? I don't even know what. And Del Piero got one. But I'm like, what are these awards? I don't know. I don't know what the purpose of it is. Is it just a Saudi awards thing where they chuck a load of money at it? I don't get what the awards are actually about. Why don't they do it in Luxembourg? It would mean the same thing. Bottom line is I don't respect the Ballon d'Or, and that's done by FIFA. Wow, that should have been a goal. Lovely cross into the box. Kudos, free header, heads it against the Demba. And apparently was offside anyway. Yeah, so my thoughts on the comments of Ronaldo are irrelevant because I think the awards are irrelevant as well. Why did you love Italian football, says Aaron? Well, I was a kid when Italia 90 happened, and I loved it. It was the first, major tournament that I remember watching from start to finish, and I just loved the music, the football, Gaza, Italia 90. It was brilliant. And I love the stadia. It was like, you know, obviously just being used at that age to seeing English football, to see a tournament, because we didn't have like what you have now, where you can watch foreign leagues or anything like that. I mean, you wouldn't have a clue about who played for Bayern Munich or anything like that back in them days. So you had this like Italian tournament that was really good in a foreign country, and then the next thing you know, oh, what a goal that would have been. Trent into Salah, took it down well, but hits it over the bar. The next thing you know, Channel 4 is putting Italian football on Channel 4. Well, you know, if Channel 4 put Italian football on now, you'd be like, whatever. But this was like, what? We can watch it. And the Italian league was the best league in the world then. So it was just a different time. You'd have been all over it as well. It was just a different time. We didn't have hardly any in 91. We hardly had any coverage of English football. We used to get one game on a Sunday afternoon and match of the day, and then the Premier League happened, and you'd get a Sunday game and a Monday game. I think that was it. Monday night football and Sunday, and match of the day. So you hardly got any football. So when Channel 5 was doing a highlights package show on a Saturday and a live game on a Sunday, it was almost giving you as much live football as you got in England. And of course, Gaza went there and David Platt went there, but some of the best players were there. It was just really, it was massively popular. You know, like you get Football Manager now. They used to call it Championship Manager when I was growing up, and they released a game called Italian Championship Manager, and it sold really well. Golazzo, that was it. Harry Gallagher says, my dad passed away 3 weeks ago. He always thought you were hilarious. Big love, Mark, and never stopped keeping us entertained, mate. Well, Harry, I'm very sad to hear that. I hope you and your family are doing well, and rest in peace to your dad. And as I say, very sorry to hear that. And obviously very sorry that he was a fan of the channel as well. It's always sad to hear. Not that he was a fan of the channel. That's a good thing, but I mean, sad to hear that we've lost an ultra. Do you think Forest have a chance to be in the Champions League next year, and where do you think they'll finish, says Dylan? I think Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool and Arsenal will finish in the top 5. 5th place, I think, will get Champions League football. So the question is, can Forest finish in the top 5? Well, they've got a good gap on everybody else. And I don't really know who else gets the 5th place spot. I mean, I would have thought a Villa or a Newcastle. Serie A and Spanish League title race are tight, says Arturo. Don't forget to check out Surfshark, by the way. It's spinning around the stats carousel. Links in the description, or scan the QR code. That's football is the code. You'll get 4 months free with Surfshark, which is a virtual private network. Give it a whirl with the code That's Football. Links in the description, and you get 30-day money-back guarantee as well. Taylor says that Salah's missed 4 big chances. Could have easily been a bigger scoreline tonight. Easily. It's embarrassing for West Ham. I mean, West Ham's next game is Man City. They're going to get beat. So I'm just looking at West Ham's next few games. I mean, hopefully we won't ever have to do a West Ham watch-along again. They've got Man City next week on Saturday at 3 o'clock. Then they've got Villa in the Cup away, Fulham at home, Palace at home, and then Villa away. They could lose all of them games. I mean, you might fancy yourselves against Fulham and Palace, but they're both doing quite well at the moment. Even as a rival fan, I have to admit Salah is the best winger in the Premier League history, and he's not even retired yet, says Nah. The thing about Salah is as well, I mean, you can understand why Liverpool fans are so desperate to keep him. I look at like Rooney. at United, absolutely fantastic player, but it got to a point where I think United fans wanted him to stop because he just wasn't the same player. When you look at someone like Salah, I just don't see that next season he's not still going to be a good player. I don't know how many more years he's got, but I certainly think he's got, I'd say he's got next season definitely, where he's still going to be a very, very good player. 32, will be 33 in the summer. Lost says, bad take, Rooney was class from 18 to 30. Definitely wasn't. Get up your mum's chuff. You're talking out your arse. Wayne Rooney is 39 now, and it's 2025. And from 2012, he wasn't the same. So 2012 was 13 years ago. So from 27, he wasn't the same. So you're talking out your arse. He fell off massively. It started the year we won the title with Van Persie. Sir Alex wanted to sell him, and he was never really the same after that. There was moments of quality because he was a world-class player, but he wasn't anywhere near his best. Once I was 7 years old. I told you though, this game was over the minute that Luis Diaz scored the first goal. There's never going to be a way back. Any good films you've watched over Christmas? Somebody said to me that that film with The Rock in, the red one's quite good. I never watched it. Is Salah into Jota? That might be 5. Oh, I thought he'd saved it. 5-0. Oh dear, oh dear. Anyone who thinks this title isn't over is a prat. Look, definitely didn't want Man City to win the league this year. Was bored after 4 in a row. But definitely didn't want Liverpool to be winning the title by Christmas. Didn't want them to be winning the title at all. But, what's worse, really? Man City winning 5 in a row or Liverpool winning it by Christmas? I mean, it's good for the league to have a different winner, but it's not good for a United fan. And it's not good for a league to be over by Christmas. And as I said, Liverpool fans will plead it's not over because there's still a long way to go. But they've not just got a big gap. They're also playing the best football and they're also scoring lots of goals and defending well. Another assist for Salah as well. What do you think about Messi to City on loan, says Sam? I mean, I'd like to see it as a gimmick, but he's not going to help him win the league. Odie says, love to Harry. I'm sure your dad raised a fine man. Lovely message there. How many Liverpool players are in your fantasy league, Mark? Says Jason. I haven't done fantasy since September. So, no. 5 minutes to go here. What's your take on... Oh, this is a good question from Liam. What's your take on Amazon losing Premier League rights for 2025? I think it's terrible. Sky and TNT are damaging football. Love from South Africa, says Liam. I didn't realise that we'd had the last Amazon games on Premier League football a couple of days ago. I'm sort of conflicted on this. We in the UK, if a game is on satellite, so Sky or TNT, you get it better, you get it quicker. If it's on streaming service, there can be a bit of a delay. So I noticed that if it's on an Amazon game, there might be some of you lot who know there's a goal before I do, but when it's on Sky, because it's through satellite, that never happens. So for me personally, I prefer to watch it on Sky or TNT for that reason, and I have the audio off. So it doesn't really make any difference to me, but I've spoken to a lot of people about this and they actually quite like, you know, I like the way Amazon had the 5 sub thing under the score. I thought they did some quite imaginative stuff with the stats that you can interact with as well. So I think Amazon did a good job for what they did, but look, I think we need to move to what fan content is. You know, you've got Red Men TV for Liverpool, you've got AF TV for Arsenal, you've got the United Stand for Man United, and everybody looks different and does it in their own way. And I think that TV coverage needs to go to that as well. I think you need to have Premier League passes that people buy. So I would buy a Man United season ticket and be able to watch every Man United game. That's what we need to move to. And I would also buy probably, I would like some sort of pass for, a general Premier League season ticket as well. But I can't believe in the year 2024 going into 2025 we don't have that. And I think it's absolutely disgusting. And I can't believe I live in this world actually, where in the UK, which is where the Premier League is from, you can't watch Saturday 3 o'clock games. But when you live in Sweden or India or Canada, you can. It's the most archaic, draconian thing. I just don't understand it. There must be a way. There must be a court case. I just don't know how you do it. But there must be a case where you can take this to court. If footballers can say, like they did with the Bosman ruling, you can't do that. There must be a rule to challenge this in court and say, it's 2024, you cannot ban people in the UK from watching Premier League matches when people are watching it in America. There must be a court case to do that. I don't know why nobody's ever done it. Because it's absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, people use VPNs to watch the Premier League games in America, etc. They do, but there should be a legitimate way of doing it. It's absolutely. I agree with you. T Bliss says it makes them angry. It makes me angry, but I'm also stunned that it actually is a thing. It's the most ancient, archaic, draconian thing in football. It's absolutely incredible. I don't understand why the Premier League doesn't scrap broadcast rights and sell direct to the world at $2.99 a game. They'd make a fortune, says Sir Galahad. Jide says your method would be much more expensive. No, I don't think it would. I don't think it would. I think it's supply and demand, isn't it? I mean, Man United and Liverpool and Arsenal would make shitloads of money because they've got more fans. But, teams like Brighton, etc., would have to be a little bit more creative on how they do it. Premflix, yeah. But what people don't realise is it's not having the 3 o'clock games. If you think about COVID, we didn't pay any more for Sky and every single game was there. We're not getting the 3 o'clock games because they want to charge us more for it. We're not getting them because of a law that's been in place to protect grassroots football. Because they think if you're an Arsenal fan and you're playing Bournemouth away on Saturday at 3 o'clock and only 1,000 Arsenal fans can legitimately watch that game in the UK, they think every other Arsenal fan is going to go and watch Leyton Orient, and they're not. Because they genuinely put that rule in place to protect lower league clubs because they think that if somebody's team is playing at 3 o'clock on a Saturday and they can't get a ticket, they'll go and watch another team, which they won't. Sully says, what did we do to deserve this pain? United stand at 8 o'clock. Yes, I am on there. Yes. 8 o'clock. Thanks everyone who's tuned in today, though. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. 4 minutes of added time. 5-0 to Liverpool. Incredible, really. Well, no, it's not. It's not incredible. I pity the fool who thought that Liverpool wouldn't win this. I mean, I hoped they wouldn't win it. I think for the title, we could do with Liverpool dropping points soon. But unfortunately, their next game is Man United at Anfield. And I can safely say we can't get anything out of that. I know we got something out. Yeah, you're quite right. We did get something at the Etihad, but I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. At Liverpool, because Liverpool are just better than Manchester City, and you know what I genuinely fear about that Anfield game, and I fear it every time we play Liverpool at the moment. It's just that if there's one club that Liverpool at Anfield would never, ever sort of go easy on, it's Man United, as we've seen before. And I actually worry about how big that scoreline could be. And how, it could be a hiding to nothing for Amorim. I've just had a shot here from distance, West Ham. Our next watch along on this channel is going to be New Year's Day, and it's going to be Arsenal at Brentford, and they need to win for any slim hope that they've got of catching up with Arsenal, with Liverpool. They need to win, so we will be live for that. We will have content for you tomorrow because that's what we do on this channel. But our next watch along, well, my next watch along will be Man United Newcastle tomorrow. But the next one on here will be that. And it's a good weekend of football coming up as well. Obviously, Man United play Liverpool a week today. Christmas might be coming to an end, the festivities after New Year. But football's ramping up. You've got the third round of the FA Cup. There's midweek Premier League games the week after that. There's Carabao Cup semi-finals. There's Champions League and Europa League in January for the first time. So there's loads and loads and loads and loads of football to get involved in. We need that. We need that after Christmas. We need something to occupy our minds. So looking for that. Final whistle has gone here, and it's a resounding win for Liverpool. Absolutely incredible. Maybe that'll be the title of the match reaction for this, because it's been domination, pure and simple. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I will do a quick match reaction. Why not? Because it's still only 7:10, and I'm going to be live on the United stand at 8 o'clock. So join me there for that. Take care, everyone. I'll speak to you all in a bit.